Imperial Valley's AM 1230 KXO, El Centro, California. And it's, we're going to visit with the military mayor of Imperial County. Okay, Captain William Perkins of the NAF El Centro. It's your title by default.
Yeah, so happy to be back with KSM Radio and being able to talk to the Valley. I appreciate you having me back.
Okay. You got some things going on at NAF El Centro. Okay, we'll get to the Festival of Flight, but gee, there's some strange aircraft flying over the Imperial Valley these days.
Yeah, well, since 1967, everyone is familiar with the world-famous Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron, as they've been making the El Centro and the Imperial Valley their winter home for training. But the last couple of years, we've had the U.S. Air Force demonstration team, the Thunderbirds, joining. And the reason they come out here is twofold. It's the same reason the Blue Angels come out. It's a great place to fly. Wonderful day, beautiful flying weather. Everything's supportive, but they also come so they can work alongside the Blue Angels, and both teams pick up a lot of best practices and observations and learn from each other in their relentless pursuit of perfection.
Okay, and don't expect to see them flying together in formation, or
they did a demonstration flight yesterday, not as just a Super Delta flyover as they did last year, and I expect they'll be publicizing those photos at some point in the not too distant future. But to answer your real question, they will not be performing together, right, as part of their schedule.
Okay, and that leads us to Festival of Flight, and it's coming up. A week from Saturday.
Yeah, right? That's right. Next Saturday, March 12th, gates will open to the general public at 10 o'clock.
Wait a minute. Gates are going to open?
We are. We're going to have people on board the base. We've been watching the COVID numbers. We've been watching how the state and the county have been managing that problem. We've been working our own mitigations, and we're at a place where it's appropriate, and we can put the appropriate mitigations in place to bring the public back on board the base. There are a couple of things we're going to do to scale it down just a bit to ensure public safety, but we are getting after a live event. It's going to look pretty similar to what you've seen at the air shows on the base before COVID.
Okay, static displays?
We will. We'll have a variety of static displays. We'll have a variety of flying demonstrations, and we're still working some of those final details. And I'll be honest, COVID is not just got a medical and public health safety impact. It has an impact to local businesses and to ability to do certain types of events. So we are extremely proud and thankful for our Imperial Valley business partners that are helping sponsor the event so we can pull this off. But that is challenging some of the acts that may wanted to have come that just may not be able to get here. So we're still working a final agenda. The best place to find out, because things are moving fast, is to go to our Facebook and look for our events section. Our official NAF El Centro Facebook page has a lot of information through that events page, and also our official website on the Navy CNIC page. And you can find both of those through our Facebook.
Okay, any truth to the rumor that one of these static displays will be Chris Haw wearing a Snoopy costume standing next to a sop with camel?
I have taken a lot of the briefs from the staff and the team putting this together. I don't recall that being on there, so I'll have to say I don't think that's the plan.
I would be looking forward to that one. That would be worth the price of admission.
Well, speaking of price of admission, there is no price for admission.
What?
So we're happy to host the public on board the base again. This is how we give back to the Valley for the great support that we get throughout the year. And we're also excited to slowly start to integrate parts of the Valley in a new way. The poster design that you've seen was designed by Mr. Richard Torres. He won the competition, and he's a native of the Valley. And we're trying to get local artists and whatnot involved in the generation of the festival. We're going to have the car show, the Imperial Valley car show that we normally host on base, and we're super excited to have other elements it's more than just an air show, which is why we've rebranded it as the festival. So we're super excited.
Okay, and it's a one-day event.
It is.
And there's going to be food and beverages available?
There will. We'll have food and beverages available as you walk through the static displays in the back area, in the public viewing area. There'll be a vendor. And then, different than last year or previous years, where we had the food festival on one day and then the air show on the next day. We've combined it all into one event. So I'm asking the public to stay with us for the whole day. We're going to have the car show in the morning as you're walking around looking at the static displays, talking to some pilots. I got confirmation from the Marines. They're going to send an F-35 over, and you can talk to the pilots who fly that wonderful aircraft as a static display. Car show, like I mentioned, other types of things to do while you're waiting for the air show. Then we'll do the air show, and then we'll transition directly into Food Fest with the Navy band as the principal our musicians group there. We're going to do a couple of gift exchange. The CEO of the Blue Angels and I will do our standard thing. We're going to award some presentations from the static displays, from the car shows, recognize some folks from across the valley, and we're going to conclude the night with fireworks. Is the way to cap it off. So that's our goal. We're still trying to finalize a couple of the details, but we'd love to have the whole valley come on out.
Okay, and it is so good to see it back.
Yeah.
And last year, the hybrid formulation of the Festival of Flight, it was great. And, kind of excuse the pun, but you were putting it together on the fly.
We were, and we did a virtual event different than many other bases. We looked at what went well and what perhaps could be improved, and we selected a radio only model as the most appropriate for our conditions and our audience. And we got over 100,000 people around the world, from Europe, Greece, Asia, that were listening in to that broadcast, and then obviously those throughout the valley that could see it from their backyard barbecues, which was great. And the public did everything I asked them to do, which was don't come close to the base, don't get on the ditch banks, don't get into those safety areas near the base that cause some challenges with me. And that's an area that I'd like us to continue. So the Federal Aviation Administration does have an aerobatic safety box requirement, and that is a long-standing permanent thing whenever flight demonstration teams are even training. So we are starting to, and I recognize that there's many decades of culture of people coming out to the base and getting as close to the planes as they can. It puts us in a public safety issue. It also puts the jets at risk with movement and sun glitting off some windshields. So we're slowly asking the public to back away from those high-risk areas, and we're going to be working on a way to get an opportunity to get those great photos that you want, but to keep our pilots safe while they're training and to keep the public safe while they're viewing.
Okay, and a full-day event.
Yeah, full-day event. So we're going to kick off. Gates open at 10. First event will be around noon. First flight event will be around noon. And then late afternoon, we'll conclude, transition directly into the food festival, and with fireworks shortly after sunset. So
okay,
nice
what are some of, you mentioned an F-35 coming in?
We've got an F-35. We're still finalizing a couple of the statics, so I don't want to promise something that doesn't get quite locked down. But we've got a couple civilian acts coming in. You should see a P-51, a T-6. And then a C-46 is being, we're still locking that one down from our partners up at the Palm Springs Desert Museum. And then we got A-10 airborne demonstration teams coming out of Davis-Monthan again. Super happy to have the Air Force. Hopefully they bring that to Southwest Asia paint job again. That was a real crowd pleaser last year.
That really was, and it brought back a classmate of mine, retired colonel in the Air Force, flew A-10s in the Middle East. And you mentioned the word warthog, and his face just lights up.
It's an amazing machine. And you and I were talking before we got on the air about how effective that platform is at its primary job. So, for the first time, we're going to have the leapfrogs jump out of the back of Fat Albert. Is the plan. So there's a new aircraft, a new C-130, a new model of Fat Albert, and this will be the first time at an air show that the leapfrogs have used that platform for their jump. So that's what's planned to kick off the event.
Yes, and let's hope the winds are conducive. Last year, it was an abbreviated show with the leapfrogs.
That's right.
But safety is first.
That's right. So we do comply with all the aircraft and performer safety limits. We do want to make sure we do a safe event for them. We'll take whatever flexibility in the schedule that we need to. But last year, you're right, it just didn't work. The team had to get back out to their home base, and they weren't able to wait for the winds to die down.
Okay. Now, what else is going on at NAF El Centro?
This is it. This is the only thing we're doing.
I know better than that.
No, it's a busy time of year. So with the two flight demonstration teams, this is predominantly the near-term focus. But the day after the festival, the next training squadrons are showing up on Sunday, and we're getting right back after pilot production, pilot training, generating that lethality and filling up those aircraft carriers with trained up pilots so they can deploy and do the nation's business the Sunday after the air show. So we're not coming down off of it. The team is working really hard out at the base, and we're going to keep pushing.
Okay. Any of our NATO brethren heading in this year?
The United Kingdom is coming back. The advanced debt should be arriving next week, and then the aircraft will start flowing in shortly behind the festival.
Okay.
As you can imagine, our ramp space is kind of full right now, so they've sequenced it so that as spots open up, they'll flow in behind.
Okay. And obviously nothing else going on, just, normal every day, nothing happening, ho-hum in NAF El Centro. And I love your description, the pearl of the desert.
Yes, I didn't create that. It was branded well before I got here. But you don't understand how great this place is until you come live here. So we cherish our relationship with the entire Imperial Valley, and then we're just proud to be a good partner, and we get a chance once a year to show you what we do. Okay.
One more time, you've got all the information that anybody needs on the official website.
That's right. Unfortunately, there are some unofficial websites that are out there, and I would caution you that they may not be receiving the same briefs that I'm receiving. So they may be well-intentioned, but likely not less accurate. So I ask you, please come to our official sites. Our Facebook page, which has the events section, has a lot of details, and you can also get to our official page through the CNIC homepage and look for El Centro, and that also has the website link.
We will share those links on our website and on our Facebook page.
Wonderful.
And you don't have to go through all the military designations to get to our website.
Absolutely. We'll get the hyperlinks posted in a lot of different places, so it's a simple click. And again, if you're not seeing the official NAF El Centro logo, you're probably not on an official site. So I just ask you, that's where we'll make updates to the agenda, who's locked in for performers, any changes for public health safety that I need to make or lessen as things continue to improve.
Okay. Captain Perkins, we appreciate the visit. I'm looking forward to seeing Snoopy and a Sopwith camel on the flight line. And be careful, the Red Baron could be around the corner. You never know. So it'll be interesting.
We're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to having the Valley back.
Captain William Perkins, Commanding Officer, NAF El Centro, we appreciate the visit, and go get busy.
Always a pleasure.
Coming up, another great mix of oldies.
12:30.